Hey everybody, welcome back to Chris's Trains and Things. Today, it's time that we brush off an American legend, the Lionel Classic, that has been sitting on my display shelves for far too long. Santa Fe 16. Let's do it. All right, everybody, so while I go ahead and pull this train off of my Glenn Snyder display shelving that I have here and get it onto the layout, I thought I'd give you a little bit of information on where I acquired this set. The set that I have is, I have the ABBA unit. This is the TMCC version of the Santa Fe F3s. It was released, I believe, the production date on these ones was 2006. So what we are going to do is get this off the shelving and run it around the layout. This is actually the first time that this set will have run around this layout. It has been on the shelf since I moved into this house. Since this layout was built, last time it was run was in my old layout in my old home. I don't have a good reason as to why that is. It's just kind of the way that it worked. This is one of my favorite sets that I own. It is, as I said in the beginning, I believe like it's an absolute Lionel Classic. And this is actually one of the first sets that I purchased when I got back into the hobby many years ago. So the ABBA set, it has 3 powered units, 2 powered A units and a powered B unit, and then a dummy B unit also. And then I also have some passenger cars to go along with it. So I'll get this in the layout, we'll get it over to the passenger station, and then we'll talk about it a little bit more and run it around the layout. All right, we've got it on the layout. So the Santa Fe F3 set is, this is a pretty sought after set. And like I said, this is the TMCC version. It doesn't have legacy or anything like that. But this set is probably one of the most famous Lionel, train sets that there is. One of, okay? Don't jump all over me in the comments. But I've always wanted this set of trains ever since I was a little kid. My uncle had a post-war set of these on the layout that was in my grandpa's basement that I grew up going and visiting and seeing. And I just remember just being like, just in awe of how awesome this set was. From the paint to, just everything about it. When I was growing up, I had a steam locomotive. I had like the ready to run Amtrak set back from the 90s, but I didn't have like any like diesel power. And so I think that's one of the reasons why this set was just like awesome to me. So fast forward to when I was getting back into the hobby and I had the opportunity to purchase some trains from a guy who was getting out of the hobby because he was moving. And the first question I asked him when I was going in to look at buying some trains, because at that point I wasn't nearly as educated as I am now. I was just kind of getting thrown back in. So I was like, well, what could I get? I asked him, I was like, do you have the Santa Fe F3 set? And he said, yes, I do. He said, I have the ABBA set. I was like, sounds good to me. So I was able to purchase, this was the first thing that I purchased from him. And then minutes later, a couple other things, locomotives and some cars and things like that. But this set's unbelievable. So this set was, like I said, made famous from the post-war set that Lionel came out with. There's many old pieces of artwork that have to do with Lionel and model trains have this set in it. Now, obviously not this exact set. This was from 2006, I believe, is when this was made. So we're talking about the post-war set, but this is made in kind of rendition to that post-war set. I also have the passenger cars to go along with it. I purchased the passenger cars from a Stout auction years ago when I was still living in my old house. They're obviously not like scale. They're pretty small or short cars, but they kind of fit this train. This is the first time that I have this on this layout. So hopefully it runs well. This is actually the first time I'm running a TMCC engine on this layout. For the most part, everything I run here is going to be Legacy or Proto 3. So I think without further ado, let's fire this thing up and send it around the layout, which I think it is well overdue for. All right, so we've got the lash up created in the Legacy remote. So let's go ahead. Let's just hear these sounds as we get her started. Yeah, man. Love it. Let's send it around the layout, shall we?
You are cleared outbound.
Thanks for watching. I know that was a quick video. One of the things that I've noticed with this locomotive is that the pickup rollers are pretty close together on these diesels, and obviously some high and low spots, I guess, with voltage through the switches, which I don't have an issue with any of my other trains, even ones with really small pickup rollers. So some maintenance obviously should be done on these. Thinking of possibly upgrading them, see if I can get them upgraded to Legacy. And we certainly need to do some maintenance on these as they've been sitting around. So we're not going to run them anymore today until that's done. But like I said, one of my favorite sets, this is one that I will, even if it sits on the shelf, I probably will never part with, just because it's something that I've always wanted, and I feel blessed that I have had the opportunity to buy it secondhand for a really great price. I hope you enjoyed this video. Little story on how I acquired my Santa Fe F3 set. This is kind of like a little start to, or second part of a series of kind of going through the fleet of locomotives that I have here on my layout. We did the Big Boy story about 2 months ago, I think. So now we've hit this set here. So leave me a comment on what locomotive you've seen on my layout that you want me to do a little story on next, and then we'll do a running session with that as well. So thank you for watching. If you haven't, please subscribe, leave a comment, give us a positive thumbs up. If there's specific content you want to see, you have any questions, leave those in the comments as well. We'll have some more live videos coming up as well on the weekends, so be sure to check those out. Thanks for tuning in. Have a good day.